It is not every day that a piece of news arrives that can truly lift the weight from someone's shoulders, the kind that makes the small struggles of daily life feel just a little lighter. For many Filipino pensioners, life has always been a careful balancing act, measured in bills, groceries, and medical expenses, each day negotiated with patience and quiet resolve. When the Social Security system announced that a cash aid of 20,000 peso would be released, the reaction was far from abstract, it was deeply human. Imagine a grandmother, hands weathered from decades of work, opening a letter or checking her account on the morning of the 22nd of June, 2025, and seeing the number not as a statistic, but as a lifeline, a recognition of years spent contributing to the country's economy, of nights' work, of sacrifices made for children and grandchildren. The promise of this cash aid carries more than financial relief, it carries dignity, a sense of being seen, being remembered, and being valued in the twilight of life. The journey toward receiving 20,000 peso is as much about emotion as it is about procedure. Filipino pensioners live in communities where stories travel fast, where neighbors watch out for one another, and where each peso counts. When the government confirms the release of this aid, it sparks conversation not just in living rooms, but in sari-sari stores, barangay halls, and quiet street corners. People begin imagining what this money could do: cover long-delayed medical needs, buy groceries without anxiety, or allow for a small celebration with grandchildren. For the elderly, whose labor has shaped families and communities for decades, the arrival of this cash aid is a moment of quiet validation, a gentle acknowledgement that their contribution matters. Every step of the process toward receiving the 20,000 peso is filled with its own rhythm and anticipation. Pensioners patiently wait in lines, navigate bank procedures, or rely on children and grandchildren to assist them with online portals. Each of these small moments carries the weight of hope. Behind every transaction are stories of resilience, an elderly man carefully recounting his account details to a teller, a grandmother waiting on the phone, repeating information until it is confirmed, barangay workers ensuring that no one is left behind or forgotten. Each interaction is a thread in a larger tapestry, a reflection of a society striving to uphold the dignity of its elders despite the complexities of bureaucracy. The significance of 20,000 peso extends far beyond its numerical value. For some, it represents freedom, the ability to choose between necessity and desire without the constant anxiety of scarcity. For others, it is connection, a chance to support grandchildren studying far away, to contribute to family gatherings, or to meet unexpected medical costs that could otherwise cast a shadow over daily life. The impact stretches beyond individual recipients to families, neighborhoods, and communities. It is proof that even in a world where economic pressures can feel relentless, gestures of support, no matter how procedural, can ripple outward and make a tangible difference in the lives of many. The announcement of the cash aid also highlights broader questions about social security and the dignity of aging in the Philippines. Generations of Filipino workers have contributed to the system, often without clear expectations of what the future would hold. Many have toiled in informal sectors, in jobs that demanded physical endurance and emotional resilience, all in the hope that their later years would offer security and peace of mind. The 20,000 peso cash aid is more than a financial measure, it is recognition of decades of effort, an acknowledgement that elders are deserving of comfort and stability. Each transfer, each official confirmation, each notice sent out is a quiet statement of societal accountability, a reminder that the elderly are remembered and appreciated. Emotion is deeply woven into the experience of receiving this aid. Life has often been a steady rhythm of challenges for Filipino pensioners: rising costs, medical emergencies, the quiet erosion of independence. When the Social Security system delivers a sum like 20,000 peso, it does more than provide assistance, it restores a sense of agency. Decisions can be made without fear of scarcity, options become possible again, and the familiar weight of worry lifts, even if just for a while. This is the kind of relief that resonates in a space where numbers intersect with lived experience, where policy meets the daily lives of people who have given so much for so long. Families, too, feel the ripple of this aid. Adult children who have quietly supported aging parents for years experience a reprieve, a reminder that the system is finally honoring the decades of effort their parents invested. Neighbors and friends witness the acknowledgement, reinforcing a sense of shared responsibility and community care. Conversations erupt around eligibility, timing, and strategies for using the money wisely, but they are equally conversations of gratitude, reflection, and joy. The 20,000 peso is not simply cash, it is a sign that the efforts and sacrifices of a lifetime have been acknowledged, and that the contributions of older generations matter deeply to the society they helped build. Patience remains an essential part of this story. Many pensioners approach the process carefully, knowing that announcements can shift, that schedules may change, and that only official confirmation ensures their entitlement. This patient vigilance is mirrored in the broader journey of aging itself, persistence, hope, and the reward of recognition at the end of a long path. Receiving the 20,000 peso is both relief and validation, a quiet celebration of life's enduring work. Ultimately, the cash aid is a reflection of care, humanity, and societal acknowledgement. It is the soft smile of a pensioner counting 20,000 peso for the first time, the whispered thank you to a family member who helped with the process, the sense of shared pride in a community where such news spreads like a small, joyful ripple. Each peso tells a story, each transaction marks a moment of recognition, and together they form a narrative of dignity, respect, and hope. For the Filipino elderly, this aid is more than financial support, it is a lifeline, a reminder that their lifetime of labor has meaning, that society has not forgotten them, and that good news can arrive in ways that change lives quietly but profoundly. On the 22nd of June, 2025, that 20,000 peso is more than money, it is acknowledgement, validation, and, for many, a renewed sense of possibility.